Guys, it's Stephen here back with another video. How are you all doing today? Are you ready for Manchester City's annual clusterfuck that is the Champions League challenge? Of course you are. It starts tomorrow. Manchester City play Porto in the Champions League, and today we're going to preview that very important game. Before I do that, I want to say thank you once again to OneFootball for being absolutely awesome. If you haven't already downloaded the app, go and download it in the link in the description below for all your football news, all your Manchester City news, all the stats that you need and everything else about Manchester City. Go download it in the link in the description right now. It's absolutely excellent, I promise you, and it helps support this channel. What is not to love, other than City's injury list, I guess, which I'll get onto in a little bit. But today we are looking at Manchester City versus Porto. It's huge. As we all know, Manchester City in the Champions League is not a thing that particularly meshes very well together. We are perennial failures in this competition, so this is absolutely huge. Once again, a chance maybe to go further than we have since that semi-final against Real Madrid with Pellegrini an awful long time ago now. And Guardiola personally has an awful lot in this. He even talked a little bit as well about last season. He said that last season, the Lyon game in particular, this is what he said. He said, it was a tough moment. I felt so responsible for this. How the club fought and the players are still now, I feel so responsible. We have to accept the reality that we were not good enough. And that is absolutely correct, unfortunately, Mr. Guardiola. Manchester City last season weren't good enough in the Champions League. And honestly, I put a lot of it down to not just the players, but yourself with your formation. So we have to be better. And we've been given a pretty generous group so far. We've got basically Porto, of course, which is coming up first. Then we've got Olympiacos and Marseille. Obviously not nothing clubs, but as draws go, it's a pretty decent one. So we have to be focused, we have to be ready, and finally we have to kind of prove a point in this competition, because whether it's fair or not, there will be these question marks over Manchester City until we take that next step. It's not a competition that a lot of City fans love, admittedly, but it is one that I want us to win, because why wouldn't I want us to win it? We're in this competition, I want to see City win it, and we do have the ability to win it. That's what makes it so frustrating, and this could be our chance tomorrow to set out a stall in a good, positive way. I have also got, by the way, Ellis from Away Days coming up later on with the opposition view, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But yeah, this is a game now coming off the back of a very good win at the weekend. Guardiola was infusing about his team. He said the Arsenal result was so important after dangerous results, especially against the team that we faced. I was really impressed with how strong they are. The players, that is. Since the beginning of the season, the mood of the team is really good. And do you know what? I get the impression that it has been. It's been a weird start to the season, but this is a chance now to really kind of like overturn and stamp in a change in fortunes and really try and drive a good run of form overall. In terms of the team news, Guardiola had this to say. He said Alex Zinchenko is back and many players are back in good condition. Gundogan, Bernardo and Joao Cancelo and Gabriel, Kevin and Emerick are expected back in the next weeks. I also think Mendy's not available. So, fortunately, no Gabriel Jesus, no Kevin De Bruyne, no Laporte and no Mendy. He did say it in the next weeks, where he said months previously. I've got a feeling Guardiola just kind of says what he can remember, and sometimes it may not be entirely accurate in terms of injuries. I've got a feeling we'll probably see one or two of those back sooner than next week's, if that makes sense. Don't worry too much on that front, but I think we've got more than enough for now. It is a shame, of course, that these players are missing, but I'm expecting this is a chance to get some minutes into the team. In terms of the actual lineup itself, you never know really with Guardiola. You generally have no idea what he's going to do. I mean, what a strong team looks like for Manchester City now is very different. I've got a feeling he's going to go for a pretty strong team with a few changes and then bring on some players if they are needed at some point. I'm almost certain some people who haven't played recently will be starting this one. I'm going to go for this team. I'm going to go for Edison in goal, of course. I will also think it'll be Cancelo at right back, with John Stones getting a game actually alongside Ruben Diaz. With then a left back, I can't decide if it's going to be Ake or Zinchenko, but I'm going to say it will be... Oh, I don't know. I'll say it'll probably be Nathan Ake. I know Kyle Walker's not in that team, but I've got a feeling Kyle Walker might actually get a rest that he probably needs at some point. So Kyle Walker will be on the bench. I mean, this back four could be completely different. It could be just Kyle Walker. It could be Kyle Walker, centre back again with Cancelo, right back with Diaz, and then Zinchenko, something like that. But I'm going to say Cancelo, Stones getting a game alongside Diaz, which I think actually will be really good for him, with Ake at left back, which I'm pretty fine with that. I think that'll be decent. Then in midfield, I think we'll see a double pivot. I think, I mean, we could see Fernandinho, but I'm going to say it'll be Rodri and Gundogan. With Bernardo kind of completing that midfield three. I think we'll go for controlling midfield and then essentially look to maintain possession. Well, hopefully with Gundogan occasionally supporting Bernardo getting further forward, but largely Gundogan and Rodri will sit a little bit deeper with Bernardo, giving him the job of running absolutely everywhere. Could be Foden, but I got a feeling Foden will sit this one out for some reason. It's just a gut instinct. In terms of the front three, I've been sitting here trying to work out whether Aguero will actually play this. I'm going to say, you know what? I've got a feeling he won't play this. I don't think he will do. I think he'll start Mahrez on the right, Torres on the left, with Sterling through the middle. I could be wrong. Don't forget as well, Liam Delap is not available for selection in the Champions League, unfortunately, because even though he's under 21, you have to be at a club for more than 12 months. 24 months you have to be at a club for to be available to be on a B list. And he's only been at Manchester City since last summer, so unfortunately, he's not available, which does leave us once again very slim in the forward pickings, which I think means Aguero will be rested for this game and then come on later on if needs be. In terms of the opposition, Guardiola was very complimentary. He said Porto are one of the strongest teams in Portugal. Their mentality is to win every single weekend. Their physicality is strong. They've experienced guys like Pepe. They've also got Philippe Anderson, by the way, which is interesting. The spirit and the culture that they have with their manager means it'll be a tough game. Every time I have played Porto means I know how difficult it will be, but it'll be a good challenge for us. We have 2 days to know them a bit. We have one more day and we'll see what happens. I mean, yeah, I'll pass you over to Ellis from Away Days in a second, who's a Porto fan, to talk about it. But it's been a weird one for Porto because they have lost some of their best players. Alex Telles is currently playing for Manchester United as I'm putting this video out. They lost him. They lost 2 forwards in Tiquinho Suarez and Zé Luiz. They lost Fabio Silva, one of their wonder kids as well. They lost Danilo to PSG, one of their best players as well. So it's been a really strange window for them. They've replaced it with a couple of players too, of course, but largely they've lost some of their key players, and there's no doubt that this could potentially affect him. Anyway, I'll hand you over to Ellis from the channel Away Days. He's also a Porto fan because he did a vlog over there once, and they kind of like adopted him, and now he's got a big kind of heart for Porto as well. Anyway, over to Ellis, who does a fantastic channel. Go check out Away Days.
Thank you for having me on, Stephen. Yes, I am a Porto fan. I'm English. It's a long story, basically, but I'm here to preview our game against Man City in the Champions League tomorrow. Talk a bit about our team and how much realistic chance we have of getting anything from the game. Spoiler alert, there isn't any. To talk about Porto in the current situation would be a club that is financially not great, to be honest. We've had to sell Danilo, who's gone on loan to PSG with a view to buy. Obviously losing Alex Telles for like 20 million is just a steal, genuinely is a steal. Honestly, like a top 5 in the world left back. He's that good. And I think we'll see that when he's in the Premier League. I don't doubt he's going to adapt really well. And when you lose a player like Telles, you're losing goals and assists. It's not just like he's a good defender. He's like Porto's all-time leading goal-scoring defender. And he was only at the club like 4 or 5 years. So that's how much of an impact he had at the club. And we've lost our strikers. We've sold Boubacar, sold Zé Luiz, we've sold Tiquinho Suarez. So it's now it's a really odd time to be a Porto fan because the youth talent at the club last season, exceptional, like Fabio Silva coming through, sold him to Wolves. Thomas Esteemed, every club in Europe wanted him. Dortmund were rumoured to have agreed a pre-contract with him. Barcelona were in for him. Managed to keep him at the club, and we thought, great, we haven't got that many solid right backs. We've got obviously Wilson Manafer, who grew into the season last year, but to be honest, he's not an elite right back. He's an average right back. And we've got Esteemed, who we've now loaned out to Reading. It doesn't make any sense. We've got some really good youth players. We've got 2 great youth centre-halves in Diogo Leite and Diogo Queiroz. Said that wrong. Well, we did have, and then we've let Queiroz go because... Basically, what I'm trying to say is we have a really good youth setup. We've got Romario Barro, Fabio Vieira, who could be starters for this team right now. They really should be looking to hold down that midfield. They are the future of the club. So inevitably, they're not being played, and the signings we're bringing in, we've brought in Grujic. Is he an upgrade on Danilo Pereira? I would argue not. The only great signing I think we've made is Felipe Anderson. I'm surprised that West Ham let him go. I think he's going to have a really good loan spell at us. But that being said, ultimately from a Man City fan's perspective, do I think we're going to get anything from this game? Porto are a club that have never won in England, which is crazy for a club as big as Porto. And we're very much the underdogs at the moment. We're the underdogs in the league. Obviously, Benfica have just spent £80 million on players. And you can't compete at the moment. It's due to several factors, but financially the club isn't in a great position. And I think we could get seriously turned over in this game. I think another problem coming in is Conceição. We've brought in a load of new players and there's no time to gel. And we're being thrown in against Man City a few days after drawing 2-2 with Sporting. So the golfing quality there is just astronomical. I'd like to be quietly confident. I think we have a few players that could do something. But logically, and I know it's going to annoy a lot of Portistas, any potentially watching this, I really do not think we've got any chance at all. And usually, like I said, I'm very confident. When we played Liverpool in the knockouts 2 years ago, I was there like, we could do something here. And although we got battered, we did create some chances. And I just think, I'm not looking forward to watching it, basically, is my synopsis as a Porto fan. I think Man City, it could be a great confidence boost for your season, personally. And this is me trying to be as optimistic as I can for the camera, because I'll be transparent, it wouldn't surprise me if it's 4-5-6. There we go, that's my prediction before I get absolutely slaughtered for it. But that's the position we're in as a club right now. The way I see the Portuguese league at the moment is very much like the Dutch league was about 5 or 6 years ago, where you've got PSV and Ajax, Feyenoord, massive clubs, but financially they just can't compete. And I'm hoping that the league can kind of do what Ajax did in European football, and because I think European football is just massive to this league. And at the moment, we're just kind of making up the numbers, which is a shame. But that is the reality, and I'm not going to try and sugarcoat it. We're going to get spanked. Thank you for having me. It's not going to be fun, but keep up the great work on the channel, because Man City fans, you're very lucky that you have genuinely the best fan channel. Keep smashing it, Stephen, and thanks for having me on. But I'm caught. Bye.
Oh, Ellis. I did not pay him to say that, I promise you. But Ellis is one of the good guys. Thank you for all the very in-depth thoughts from Ellis there over at Away Days. Go and subscribe to his channel. There'll be a link on screen or at the end of this video. Ellis does loads of shirt content and loads of non-league vlogs as well. He's a top lad, genuinely lovely, and a great content creator. One of the reasons as well I started a channel, because I looked up to him for a long time. But, I mean, Ellis is obviously very cautious there. He's not in a good place in terms of his confidence. I think they've lost 1, drawn 1, won 2 out their 4 games so far. So they're already training a little bit at the top of the Primera Division. But that's none of our business, really. In terms of the actual prediction, I mean, I've got to be confident, really, haven't it? As good as they are, and they are a good side, Manchester City are a better side, and we should feel confident here. I'm going to say it'll be a comfortable victory. Hopefully it'll be a comfortable victory. This could be thrown back in my face, of course, if it goes wrong. But I'm feeling confident. I'm going to say a 3-0 Manchester City victory. I'm hoping to see, maybe a nice story emerge from it as well. Someone like Ferran Torres having a good game or something like that. Or Diaz and Stones together looking fantastic or something like that. But I'm going to say that it's not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. But I think we should have a little bit too much quality for Porto. Unfortunately for them, thankfully for us. I will be doing a watch along tomorrow night, of course. So come and join me for that. We'll be chatting shit about all that kind of stuff. For now, though, thank you for the 45,000 subscribers. It means absolutely loads to me. Do make sure to give this video a like and all that kind of stuff. I love you absolutely loads. Comment down below your predictions, your lineups and everything else. And go subscribe to Ellis' channel. And download OneFootball in the link in the description below. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow for the game. Love you all.